Sergeant Darren Burch may be a familiar name. The retired Phoenix police sergeant spent years talking about silent witness cases on TV and radio in hopes of catching crooks. He's turned all of that knowledge into a trilogy of true crime books called Twisted But True, books 1, 2, and 3. The true stories come from his days as a patrol officer, sex crimes detective, and homicide detective. And here now to talk about his books and other things, Darren Burch, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
So some of the stories, I had a chance to read a few of them. These are some pretty interesting stories. So how many of these were taken from your experience as an officer and some of the experiences some of your colleagues had?
Yeah, 100%. When I was at the end of my tenure as a cop for 30 years, I was a silent witness sergeant, like you said, and I was doing a radio show on KDKB, and we would talk about the crimes of the week and so forth, but they always wanted me to go into stupid suspect stories afterwards, which was the win-win for them. And I didn't trust the internet, so I wanted to kind of tell my own stories, my own stupid suspect stories, but I found that there's more dumb Darren dilemmas than anything else. So I had a black cloud that kind of followed me. So there's a lot of funny stories. And when I was preparing for the radio show, I kind of bullet pointed. One day I'm coming out of the radio station and a guy comes up and says, "Oh, you're Sergeant Burch, I love your Twisted But True tales, blah, blah, blah." And he said, "You should write a book." And after I made a joke, there's not enough Crayola crayons in the world for me to write a book, I thought about it and I liked the idea of when I retire, giving back to Silent Witness. So it was written as a fundraiser, and I used those bullet points as a platform for the stories. And so each book has 30 stories. The first book was really predominantly my patrol years for a 30-year period. Okay. And then the second book was my detective years, and then the last 10 years, if you will, the detective sergeant. So it's pretty much the spectrum.
It's kind of heartening to hear you say there are a lot of stupid criminals out there, because we all worry about these master criminals who are going to do things. But have you found that those stories are the most compelling to your readers, the ones that, to some extent, maybe they're a little scurrilous, but also ones that can make them laugh a little bit? Exactly
right. Stupid suspects help cops do their job. We get to catch them so much easier. So those ones always stand out, and they are funny. And I think with the profession, we need to humanize it and have fun ourselves, and even the suspects at times.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question just based on all the years of experience you had. I don't want to say it was the most rewarding, but it feels like Silent Witness would have been something that was just so incredible, because it was really connecting to maybe folks who weren't quite often thinking about law enforcement, but would really say, hey, here's your chance to really help the community.
Yeah, it's a perfect community-based policing program, really, when you think about it. It's literally the community helping you solve crimes, and then the money, which is a nonprofit, provides that reward mechanism, goes back out to the community. So it's just one of those perfect programs, and it helps keep cold cases alive, because many times cold cases literally become cold. And when we started losing police officers in terms of the economy, Silent Witness was needed more than ever.
Yeah. So, Darren, how important is the community connection for officers to do their jobs well? Because we know there are certain communities that are not, let's say, as trusting of officers as they can be because of some background they've had, and others obviously think, boy, the first thing I want to do is call the police because I know they're going to do the job. How important is it to try to find that balance in such a diverse community as ours?
Great question. Community-based policing is the key to successful policing, and our partner has to be the community. It can't be an us against them. 9/11 did a lot of bad things, obviously, but one of the bad things happened is police kind of became a little bit more tactical, less community-oriented, more of us against them. And not that it was anybody's fault, it was just the nature of the business, unfortunately. And I think we're back to a good place, a paradigm shift towards community-based policing like we had in the 80s. So I see good things going ahead.
So we've got about a minute left. What's next? I mean, you have a trilogy of books, but I'm suspecting you may have some other stories you haven't told yet.
It's funny because I am so glad you asked that. We're now making a feature film with a major studio. I can't talk much about it, but I will in the future. And I've been doing some TV like ID Channel, American Detectives, Oxygen, Snap. So it's been a fantasy discovered in my retirement years.
Well, you've also been doing some podcasting too. I'm a fan of podcasts. So.
I have. I was very fortunate. I met Dave Pratt, and he put me and Jason Schecterly together. Isn't a more inspirational man on the planet. And we did a podcast for about 5 years. It became a TV show, and that prompted the Hollywood look at my book. So yeah, it's been blessed.
Well, good luck. Darren Burch, thanks so much for being here.